Hi, welcome to the podcast. Something I want to talk about today, I've been seeing a lot is being grounded. So, not like you're in trouble and you're grounded, but I'm noticing people are really spacey, I want to say. So, like running red lights, pulling over in the middle of the street to text. I'm really seeing it too in Pilates. So, the teacher will be saying something like, do this with your legs, and the person's using their arms. It got to the point the other day where the teacher was like, I can't even help you. She's like, that's all I can do. And she started laughing. She said it jokingly, but the person just wasn't present enough that they were getting what she was saying. So I want to talk about grounding in particular and why it's so important. I mean, really, it's important to be present, but what I mean by that is being grounded and feeling like really in your body, because otherwise it's a little bit unsafe. That's when you um like forget to close your garage door. You might bump into the walls, you might shut your finger in the door. It's because you're in your head and you're not really in your full body. So it just makes it one where you're always like, did I do that? Did I do that? That's a sign that you're not fully grounded. And then two, it just makes things harder. You can't really get your full intuition and you're not integrating it. So you might be like too much in your head, too much in your intuition, and you have to integrate it. So it's both, right? So you have to be both integrating what you are feeling and experiencing and learning, and then like grounding it into your body. So I just wanted to give you a quick way to become more grounded when you notice you're flighty. So say you go to Pilates class and the person's like, your left leg, your left leg, your left leg, and you're like doing your right, you're right, you're right. So, realize like, oh, I'm not fully present, which is easy to do. Or say, if you're on the phone too much, you keep checking it, you're not really like paying attention. What I would say is an easy thing to do is first set your phone aside, put it on silent if you can. Very least, just have it kind of like out of your mind. Maybe turn off the social media apps so they don't send you reminders, turn off any like news flashes that come in. Get yourself in a situation where it's more quiet and it's not, you're not going to be interrupted, even for 2 minutes. Like it doesn't have to be long, but just like cut the cords to like electronic stimulation coming through so that you can focus. And then take a few deep breaths, just like deep all the way into your belly, just feeling your body and just relaxing. And the other thing I like to do is picture that I have like energetic roots coming out my feet into the ground, and they're really like anchoring in. Like I feel my feet on the earth. I feel grounded and supported. I see energetic roots going into the ground. I feel safe, secure. When you feel that, like, especially if you could take off your shoes, if you could do it outside is great in grass. But when you feel that connection to the earth, you feel something solid under your feet, it really helps you feel grounded. So it could even be at your desk. It could be anywhere. Like if the thought of putting your feet in grass doesn't do it for you, like don't put it on your carpet, put it under your desk. Just feel your feet firmly planted on the earth, something solid. Imagine roots are coming in and you're feeling like safe and secure. Then take a few deep breaths all the way into your belly. That's going to help you be really present. It's going to help you remember things more. And you could do it all day throughout the day. Well, not obviously all day. You wouldn't just sit there doing that. But, anytime you're feeling stressed or you're feeling like, am I fully present? For me, it's that garage door example. That's how I know I'm not fully present. We have a garage door that I always shut it when I'm pulling out the driveway, but on occasion it doesn't fully shut. Like if the sun is shining wrong on the sensors, So I'm usually like out of the driveway and on my way down the street by the time I realize like, crap, I didn't watch to make sure it went all the way down. So something I've started doing is saying cowabunga when I see it's down, because it like brings me into the present and reminds me that I've said it. Cowabunga was the word that one of my kids chose because I was like, I need to say something when I've seen it close, because I know I've always pushed it, but I don't know it's always closed. So that's what we came up with. So now we all are like cowabunga, because otherwise I get a block away and I'm like, crap, did it shut? And I pull back, come back around, and it's really annoying. But to me, that means I wasn't fully grounded. I didn't just like slowly drive out of the driveway, make sure it's fully closed, close that part of my day. Like, okay, that task is complete, to move on to the next one. And it kind of, that's when I'll tune in and be like, okay, am I running around too much? Am I like going from this task to this task to this task and not really paying attention? And then that's my time to just take a few deep breaths, imagine roots, feel really grounded, safe and secure, and then go about my day. It's just like a quick, even that awareness that you're not grounded and that you're getting a little too flighty, it's really quick. Now, if you're in like the energy healing, channeling type world, then you probably know already that anytime you finish a task, you need to kind of complete that, cut cords, and get grounded. And if you don't, this is like your reminder to do it, to always do it, because it's super helpful, but it helps you everywhere. And the more grounded you are, you might think like, okay, well, if I'm really grounded, if I'm too much in the 3D, I'm not going to get my intuitive insight or be attached to my psychic gifts. But you will still be, because the more grounded you are, the more in your body and present, the more you can actually receive those gifts and those insights and that intuition. So you would think it works the opposite, but it doesn't. You don't want to be too flighty. You need to be grounded and integrating to receive, and you'll get more intuition. I was going to say intuitive information. I just made it one. More intuition, more intuitive information by staying really present. And then it's also safer, like I mentioned with the driving. I've seen a lot of, I'm thinking because of the pandemic and then the fears about the recession, I think people are preoccupied. A lot of people weren't on the road for a long time. Like we in California didn't have a lot of traffic for a while. It was really, really nice. And now it's back to how it used to be, kind of crazy madness. And I noticed that I think people just are not like, I don't know if they're dealing with the fears or I don't know what it is, but definitely I've seen some crazy driving, like really crazy, where people are just turning left whenever they feel like it, even though there's oncoming traffic. Like they hear horns honking, people going right through lights, people just switching lanes without looking, all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we need to get really present again and remember that we're behind these really, big vehicles that could cause an accident. I was even in an accident last year at this time where I was at a red light, stopped. There was cars coming, so I didn't go. And the lady behind me just thought I was going to go. So she just like gunned it and like ran into me. And she's like, I thought you were going to turn. And I was like, well, the light was red and a car was coming. So no, I wasn't going to turn. So yeah, but I was like, she was just not paying attention. But that's what it is when you're not grounded. It's like, you're just too in your head, your thoughts, you're thinking this is going to be what, you're just not paying attention. So paying attention is super important. It's important in your life, in your work, in your ability to be out there. And I think it's easy to say like, just pay attention. But honestly, our life is full of messiness. There's information coming in 24/7. It's not like it used to be where you don't have your phone with you everywhere you go. Someone can always be reaching you, texting you. Information is always coming in. So having good boundaries around that, like I personally don't check my text when I'm driving, even if I hear it go off. Because, like that second, we have a street over here where cars park, and a girl completely ran into a car, just like totaling it. She said she looked at her phone for just a second. So she didn't even like see the car. So there was no like braking and then she hit it. She just like hit it full on at 40 whatever miles an hour and totaled her car. And that car just, oh my gosh, it was so loud when we heard it. And we went, that just split second. She's like, I just checked my phone for a second. I was like, yeah, she just drifted enough to run straight into a car. So I really encourage you to be present, to stay grounded for your creativity, for your safety, for your just mindfulness, for just feeling good in your life, for being able to receive information when you're preoccupied, information doesn't get in. It's easy to see this with my 15-year-old when he gets stressed, like he gets caught up in the emotion of it. And we're like, we're trying to give you the solution. We're trying to give you the solution. And I'm understanding that he in human design has an emotional authority. So he needs to work through the emotions to be able to hear me. So now I'm like, okay, let me let him work through it and then tell him like, here's a choice what you could do. Because otherwise he's just like in it. He doesn't hear anything. And that's what it means when you're not like fully grounded and present, like someone's giving you the answer, the tools, the way to handle it. Like it's like as if you were out of money and someone's trying to give you money and you're not taking it. That's what it's like. We're here to help. Here's a solution. Here's what we could do. And he's just like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So stay grounded. And if you're not grounded, get grounded. And the way to do it is, like I said, put your feet firmly on the floor, take a few deep breaths. It could be on the floor of the car. You can pull over if you're feeling ungrounded. And there's also, you can look online, there's something called square breath, where you do like 4 counts inhaling, 4 counts exhaling. No, sorry, that's not it. So there's something called the 4, like square breath, where you do 4 counts inhaling, you hold it for 4, you let it out for 4, you wait for 4, and then you do it again. So any kind of breathing that works for you, that doesn't take too long, that you can do, is a good idea. And then imagining that you're firmly planted, you're fully present, you're integrated in your body, you're here for it, you're doing one thing at a time instead of everything at once. It's going to make a huge difference in your life, your work, your everything. So that's it. I just want to pop in and talk about it. It's been on my mind. I've been seeing it a lot more than I remember seeing it before. And so I don't know if it's, the more attached we get to phones or if it's the other things that have happened in the world, but it's definitely become more in my awareness that it's happening more and more often. So hopefully not to you though, right? Because now you're going to be able to get grounded. Bye.